everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips and I'm in my car. There we are. I am currently sitting outside of PetSmart because I need to get some pet supplies, and there's other stuff I'm probably going to buy in there that I don't need, but I am going to purchase it for our dogs. It's only a little after 9 and it's already in the mid 80s. I wanted to get out and get what I need and go home, so I wasn't coming out in the middle of the afternoon when it's supposed to be like 96 degrees. Don't even talk to me. Writing. What is happening with that? I am so sorry about not having a video last week. I did vlog last weekend and it was the most it was just like, I don't know. I was like not into it. I don't know what was going on, but it was boring. And I usually don't scrap vlog footage. Like, I pretty much post everything. And every now and then I'll just be like, this is dumb. And I just don't want to post it. So anyway, sorry, but you really didn't miss much, I promise. I did work last weekend on going through the character profile questionnaire. That's right, character profile questionnaire time. If you're new around here, you haven't heard this before, but if you aren't new around here, you're probably like, oh my gosh, not this again. There is a character profile questionnaire. It's a bunch of questions to try to get you to know your characters better. It's at the back of the Positive Trait Thesaurus. I'll link it below. They also have it free on their website. So if you don't want to buy the book, you do not have to. You can download a PDF version of just this questionnaire. I have looked at a lot of character questionnaire kinds of things in the last 10 years, and this is the best one. Like, this is the best one. It's super detailed. It asks great questions. And I find that when I go through it really thoughtfully and answer as many of the questions as I conceivably can for my two main characters, I always find out some other little detail I hadn't considered yet about them, but I also get like other story ideas, like plot points or scene ideas and all kinds of different stuff. So highly recommend checking that out if you haven't before. This time when I went through it, I was like, ooh, I had a different kind of idea for the heroine's backstory. It's the same backstory. She has like a heartbreak kind of situation in the past. And the way I'd originally thought to set it up, it was like, oh, that sucks. But then as I was going through this questionnaire, I thought of a way to make it even worse for her. So, yay. You know, we love making things worse for our characters. So her backstory is even worse now. We love it. This past week, I haven't done a huge amount, I'll be honest. I've done a bit in the mornings, but I had another project I was working on with another friend. Like, I read her book and then we were talking about how to reduce word count on it. And so I spent a lot of time this weekend this past week just working on that, which was super fun. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. The book was good. And then it was fun trying to pick out like, ooh, okay, like how could we tighten all this up or whatever. So anyway, that was a good time. I really need to get back to my own project, and I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. I think, it's Memorial Day weekend, by the way. So I have Monday off. 3-day weekend for me. Yay. That'll be good. I think I need to get back into the more plot stuff, more plotting side of things. I jumped to the character stuff last week. Let's go back to the plot. There's still quite a bit of plot stuff that needs to be figured out. I have that road trip element. Do not have a single conceivable plot point within the road trip. I'm just like, then they go on a road trip to get stuff and then they come back. I'm like, I'm pretty sure stuff needs to happen on the road trip. We love a road trip in a Regency. I also have an idea for, I'm really excited about this. I think one of the staples of old school historical romance is a good old fashioned kidnapping. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to incorporate like a mini kidnapping here. I think that could be fun. I need to run into PetSmart, buy more product than I actually need, and then we're going to go home and get to work. All right, I've returned home with my comically large receipt I didn't buy that much stuff. I mean, I bought some things, but I didn't buy this much. Why they gotta make it so long? Jeez. Okay, so I've got my ocean waves already pulled up. I need to get my document pulled up, and then I think I'm just gonna start by honestly rereading like all of the plot stuff and just sort of seeing what needs to be fleshed out. I mean, there's definitely a lot, but I just need to sort of refresh myself because I haven't really looked at it in a week. I was focused on like the character stuff. So anyway, let me get that going and try to figure out, I mean, really at this point, I'm trying to push to the point where I feel ready to do an actual outline. We're like semi-outlining, but not my version of outlining. I've just got bullet points of like plot things. So anyway, let me get started with something. Okay, so one of the issues I'm definitely seeing so far in this like general plot outline, there's absolutely some sort of like pacing issue here. There's certain things where I'm like, this should probably be like the 50% mark, or this should probably be the 25% mark, or the inciting incident. And other stuff isn't lining up to make those things fall where they're supposed to fall. So I feel like we're schmoving into outline territory here. I'm gonna pull up the Romancing the Beat sheet, which is what I like to use to start out when I'm outlining stuff. And I'm just gonna put things where I think they should go. If you're not familiar, Romancing the Beat is a beat sheet specifically for romance. I'll link below to something that'll tell you more about it. And it's a really great way to plot out a romance. I think it works really good if you're writing a romance book, or if you have a romance subplot of some sort in your book. This is a great way to sort of track, like, are things kind of happening generally where they should be? So anyway, let me get that pulled up and start kind of plugging in plot events and seeing kind of where stuff is falling. I feel like I need more in the second half of the book. Maybe. Let's start plugging stuff in and see what we end up with. Okay, I've just spent like the last 30 minutes formatting and like making the font. I'm procrastinating because half of my brain is like, once you cut and paste this piece of the story into this section of this like outline, that's where it has to stay forever and you can never change it. I can change it. I can delete it. I can move it to another spot. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get a general feel for where things go. Okay, Meredith? So we're going to start cutting and pasting things. And it's just cut and paste. It's digital pixels. We can move them around very easily. That's why I like doing this on the computer and not on like note cards or note pages, because that's harder to fiddle with. This is easy. Okay, Meredith? Just get it together. Just start doing things. Oh my gosh. God forbid anyone ever come across these brainstormy like notes. They're just the worst. I'm literally in here like, then the old lady is like, tee hee hee. Like, it literally says that. I'm a writer, a really good writer, a talented writer who writes real good. Alright, so it's about 2:15. There's definitely still a lot of plot stuff that needs to be worked out, especially in this second half. I feel like the first half is pretty solid, you know, ish. Second half, there's a lot that's just sort of missing. So I think that's why it feels not paced right, because I haven't figured out, like, okay, what happens in the second half. I have some stuff, but not enough. So I'm going to work on thinking through some of these, like, general plot points that need to happen in this outline template, and see what can happen to fill in some of those points. This is just a template. It's a tool, not a rule. So it's not that I have to have something for every single one of these plot pieces, but you probably should have plot stuff for most of them. So, gotta do some more thinking and brainstorming. Something I excel at. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here for today. I had a whole other, like, subplot situation that I'd forgotten about. So I'm trying to incorporate that. There's still a lot that needs to be figured out for this, like, ending piece. I have portions of it, but it's still very loose. So we're gonna do more thinking, more brainstorming, more trying to, like, semi-outline this thing. This is tough. I feel like this is at least the more recent book that I've struggled the most with when it comes to just, like, getting the basic plot in place. What are you gonna do? I will be back tomorrow, back over there, to try to figure out some more stuff. Good morning. I have a little confession. I've got a little confession I need to make. It's about 9:30, which isn't terrible. But I've spent a good deal of this morning not writing things. I did get myself ready, so that's a win. Like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now. Long story short, my brain was like, hey, you know what used to be fun? Stardew Valley. And I was like, oh my gosh, that did used to be fun. I played it like a couple years ago. I had an advanced farm. I was doing great, but then I kind of got bored of it, you know? And I said to myself, I was like, let's just start a new farm and just play like a day or two, you know? I just want to mess around with it. I'm on year 3, and I've got 2 barns and a chicken coop, and I've got 2 sheds, and I bought 1,000 strawberry seeds at the egg fair. So anyway, I'm spending a lot of time playing Stardew Valley for no reason. It's fun. I have a pig. His name is Humphreys. Anyway, I spent some time this morning playing Stardew Valley. It's fun, but it's one of those games where you're like, I'll just play a little bit. Let me get to this. Let me just buy one more chicken. There's always like one. Let me just play one more day. Let me just play one more little piece of it. You can't just play one more thing because there's always like 10,000 more things to do. Anyway, that's taking up too much time. So the rest of today, we're going to be over here doing this and checking Query Tracker too many times. I probably should also go to the grocery store later today. I have a big grocery shop weekend. I've got to go to Aldi and Kroger. But it's like in the mid-90s and I really don't want to go out there. I might do Kroger or Aldi today, like later tonight, and then do Kroger tomorrow morning. But anyway, I'm going to pull up my documents again and look back at this crazy outline thing I've got going on. I have like a lot of plot that still needs to happen, that still needs to be conceived of. So I'm going to try to get some of the second half of the book a little more, you know, fleshed out to some extent. We'll see how far we get. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get over here and get going. Can I ramble about this dang story I'm trying to write? Because I'm so incredibly stuck. And I don't know if you'll just magically have a solution for me. That would be really cool. This is the worst. This is the worst voice memo I've ever sent you. That's okay. Maybe you're not even listening at this point. Who knows? I'm so incredibly stuck on this story. I have so many little pieces and none of it really ties together. I don't know what to do with this. I feel like I'm close. I have like a semblance of an ending, but I need motivations to work. The antagonists need to do things that it would, like right now, it doesn't make any sense. Why would they do those things? Like, just stop being an antagonist. You know, like that's the kind of vibe at the moment, and that usually doesn't work very well in a novel. So I left an extremely long, really disjointed, horrible voicemail for a writer friend to be like, we'll see if she's like, girl, you need to just don't write this book, or if she's like, duh, do this, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, you're a genius. Anyway, hopefully it's the second one. Hopefully she'll just write the book for me. But yeah, it is like almost 12:30. I need to eat some lunch and take a break because I can't think about this anymore. So let's do that. Okay, so have writer friends. I'm still working through this. I'm tired of this though for today. It's almost 3 o'clock. I'm gonna take a break. Hopefully go to the grocery store later today. That would be good. I would go now, but it's like 90 some degrees out there. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking hot. It's supposed to be cooler tomorrow. It's 94. It feels like 104 with the humidity. We love to see it. Okay, I'm gonna keep thinking on this and come back tomorrow and sit myself down over here and try to get more done. One thing I'm trying to like remember and keep in mind is that everything is changeable at this point. I know sometimes we sit down with like story ideas or plot point ideas or whatever, and we're like married to those ideas. We're like, it has to be like this. None of it has to be like that. None of it has to be like that. You can change all of it. You can change any piece. Even those pieces that you had like at the very beginning where you're like, oh my gosh, this will be so fun. I love this. That's great, but sometimes you have to change those pieces that you really love so that it actually works with the story you want to tell. You know what I mean? So I'm holding all of the plot things and all of the character things with an open hand. I'm not committed to any of it at this point. So anyway, I'll be back to this tomorrow and hopefully make some headway. Okay, I'm in the car, so, and with the air conditioning on because it's 95 freaking degrees, but hopefully you can still hear me. This might be super too convenient. I don't know. I'm just spitballing my idea because I was coming out of the grocery store and here's the idea. Okay, so, but then Celia is faced with the fact that she also really loves it, but then he's going to be the landowner. I don't know. Okay, that's just the current idea. Okay, it's the next day. It's Monday. We've got the day off for Memorial Day, and I think we've got another breakthrough here. I was thinking about this freaking story all during my grocery shop last night, and as I was coming out of Kroger, I was like, ooh, what about this? And I did not panicked, but like a frantic voice memo to capture the idea before I forgot it, and then I sent it to my writer friend. And I was like, is this dumb? Is this too convenient? Does this even work? And she was like, no, that sounds great. So today, finally, oh my gosh. So there's one aspect to this that I do need to kind of think a little bit more through, just to flesh out the idea a little bit more, but I'm really excited. So I'm going to write it down. I got home from grocery shopping and then played Stardew Valley, let's be honest. This morning, what time is it? Almost 9:30, and I need to get this idea down in my Scrivener documents. So let's get that going. Hopefully flesh out a few more details. Fill in some more pieces of this semi-outline question mark that I've got going on over here. So yeah, I'm excited. This seems like This seems like the kind of idea where you wouldn't guess it. You wouldn't guess this is the solution to the problem at the beginning, but it also is like the inevitable solution to the problem. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping it's not too predictable. Like when you think of it, you're like, well, duh, that's too predictable. But is it real? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it is. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out at some point if it's too predictable. But for the moment, I'm going to write down what I have in my brain and go from there. All right, I've gotten most of this stuff written down here. One of the problems I was worried about with this idea is I don't want it to feel like some other character is solving the problem. Obviously I want like the hero and heroine to be the ones who are like solving the main issue. So I think I've worked it so that it'll still be like them initiating stuff. They're the ones coming up with the idea. They're the ones like seeing it through. They're the ones sacrificing stuff in order for it to come to fruition, right? So other characters are involved in making it happen, but they're not the ones like ultimately responsible for it, hopefully. I also do want to note I am wearing this shirt. Did I wear this on Saturday? I'm too lazy to look back at the footage from Saturday. If I did wear this on Saturday, I did laundry yesterday, so it's clean, okay? And you can still go to Binky Bunny and buy coffee and save bunnies, because a portion of their proceeds go to a different rabbit rescue organization in the US every month. Isn't that fun? Anyway, still a lot of plot stuff to figure out. I think I'm trying still to figure out like where did this is like a lot of stuff to have happen, and I'm trying to figure out when it happens so that things are sort of falling in the right place. So I'm going to try to put some of this into the Romancing the Beat outline sheet and try to make sure stuff lines up the right way. Yeah, there's just a lot. I feel like this story right now has so many pieces of like these characters are doing this thing and this character is doing that thing and this character is wanting this but they're getting this and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, let me try to fit it into this outline. Change of plans or the sad little girl. It started to rain outside, so of course she was not happy about the thunder. Look at this bony little leg. A little chicken leg. Yeah. So sad because of the rainstorm. That's okay. You can stay in here for a little bit. Don't fall asleep and kill me, okay? Yes. Okay, I moved Tiny Dog out into the living room, which might be a mistake. We'll see. If it's supposed to be raining off and on like for several hours, and as soon as there's another little rumble of thunder, she'll be like, ooh. I do not want her peeing in her bed. So in the living room, we have another little pen with her favorite chair out there. So she's generally more chill if she's sort of out there. But the problem is if she gets in the chair and falls asleep and then we have to go out there for something and she wakes up, she'll be like screaming at us. So that's why she's in the pen. Anyway, she's not in here anymore because she was starting to try to like fall asleep in here. And I was like, no, I don't need to be attacked today. It's going on noon. I might take a break here shortly to go grab some lunch. I'm getting into my whole okay, I get so when I look at these like outline templates, like the Romancing the Beat template or Save the Cat or whatever you use, or if you use anything, I like those templates because it does help keep you sort of on track in terms of pacing, but they're just suggestions. They're just like general ideas. You don't have to follow them exactly. You probably shouldn't follow them exactly, but I always get stuck in like, oh my gosh, my story doesn't fit in the template. Where does this go? And so I'm really finding that it doesn't fit in the template at this point, and it doesn't have to. Okay, we can do something different. It's okay. So I'm trying to balance fitting certain pieces and then just being okay if other pieces are just things that don't fit in the template. I'm struggling, and it's raining pretty hard now. Can you hear it? Anyway, I'm gonna go grab some lunch. Take a little brain break from this. switch over for the moment to a Patreon critique, and I have to share this with you because this has just helped me so much. But one of the things in the EFA class that I've been taking the different levels of, the line editing class, one thing that she said, like, this is really helpful if you do it this way. Instead of like taking an entire story and starting in chapter 1 and doing line edits like immediately, she said, don't do that. Read the entire book first and then go back and start putting in your edits. And for that, it really is meant to help you get to know like the author's voice and their conventions that they use within their own writing and things like that, so that you can give them line edits that are tailored to how they write. But I've started doing that, like reading through the whole thing with Patreon stuff or like other stuff I've read for friends, without touching anything. I'm not putting in any kind of little notes or anything while I read through it. It's just a cold read. And then it goes so much faster for me than putting in my little comments. I go back to the beginning and do all my comments. Does anyone else, have I just been doing it wrong the entire time? I don't know, but I found that really helpful. So just a little tidbit, if you're giving someone feedback, read the whole piece first and then go back and do your comments. Okay, it's going on 2 o'clock. I'm almost done with this Patreon critique thing, so that's good, because I needed to do it today. And I think actually I have another thing to read for a friend, so I'm gonna read that first, and then I'll get back to my outline, whatever the heck I'm doing with this random story stuff. But I have a Patreon live stream that's gonna start in about 10 minutes, so we'll get that going. And then that's the 2 things I'm gonna work on. It's a prologue that my friend wrote. She wanted me to read it and give notes on it. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll get back to my stuff. And I don't know what I'm doing with my stuff. That template was like frustrating me. I might do my traditional, we haven't done this yet. One of the things I do is I tell myself the same story like 17,000 times. So I might go back to the beginning and just start writing like, this is what happens at the beginning, and then this happens, and then this happens, and kind of see where I end up. I don't know if that's gonna help anything, but that's what I like to do. So let's get this live stream started. Okay, live stream is done, and I think I'm gonna sign off for this video. It was a great live stream. I did get some little extra things done. I sort of looked at my project again, but I finished up reading a new prologue for another friend, and I finished up a Patreon critique. So I did get things checked off my list, which is fantastic. We did have an interesting discussion over pizza toppings and what pizza toppings you enjoy in your pizza, but then we also talked about what our main characters would want on their pizza. And I will tell you, my current heroine character, her name is Celia, she would want everything pizza, absolutely everything, all the meat, all the cheese, all the veggies, anything you want to throw on there, she is going to eat it. My main male character, Henry, would want like plain cheese. If he's feeling a little crazy, he might get pepperoni, but he's definitely like a plain cheese kind of guy. Let me know in the comments, for whatever project you're currently working on, what would your main character or characters have on their pizza? Or if you're not quite sure, leave me a pizza emoji, because I'm pretty sure there must be a pizza emoji. Or that little chef guy who's like, ooh. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. What did I say? Click the button to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of whatever this is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.